Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much if you're listening in the podcast. Today I'm going to speak about the recent resignation for both Miss Teen USA and Miss USA. They both resigned within 2 weeks, and there's a lot to talk about, guys. But before I continue, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Really means a lot. Thank you for everybody who listens on the podcast, specifically everybody who's listening from Spotify. Thank you so much for listening and answering the questions that I put there. Thank you so much for following me on Spotify. Also, everybody who listens on the Apple Podcast, don't forget to join the subscriptions. And thank you so much, everybody who listens and watches on YouTube. Really means a lot to see you guys subscribing and interacting. I gotta get to the YouTube comments though, just gotta give me more time for that. So, like I said, I had said this many times before, you guys. 2024 is the year of exposure, and we know there's a lot this year. I mean, it's just May 10 today. There's a lot already that has been revealed, okay? And for a lot of the cases that have become very popular for, already 5 months into the year, we can see that not everything is as we see. There's a lot of misconception. There's a lot of things that are, deception too. People live different lives. I also believe a lot of the times on social media, you think that you're seeing the true self of somebody, and a lot of the times people are just playing a character. They're doing it for likes. They're doing it just to have a positive outlook. But nobody's gonna post on Instagram that they're suffering from whatever it is, right? Everything is the perfect life. And I think in 2024 that's definitely being exposed, because it's nobody can lie for that long, right? Everything is being exposed, and it comes at times in your life where you have to face whatever the struggle that you're dealing with. At some point in your life, you have to be strong enough to just face it, because if you don't, it's just gonna continue. So like I said, today I'm gonna speak about the recent news that we heard from the the pageants, the Miss USA pageant, and also the Miss Teen USA. So let me just read to you guys this article, because um it's a lot that has been said about these two contestants and winners, right, of the Miss USA and Miss Teen. Former Miss USA Noelia Boyd didn't know that Miss Teen was also going to resign. That's what they're saying. They're both. It's so crazy how kind of like they both came to the same conclusion, right? And if anything, you can learn so much from looking at this, right? We know that people who participate in pageants, these beautiful ladies, they go through a lot. It's not an easy thing. There's a lot. Not only do they have to come and win in their town, their state, they have to participate just to get to the top, right? And to get the votes. And there's a lot of training involved, and it's a lot of it takes a lot of discipline, not physically only, but mentally, right? And it's a lot of work. A lot of people are involved in this. You just see just one person, Madeline, the beautiful dress, but behind all of that, it involves a whole group of people. And when you are in a pageant representing your state or representing your town, whatever, right? You feel so responsible for everybody, right? So if you lose, it's basically the entire people, the entire team behind you loses. And for these two winners, okay, we're speaking about people who reached the top. These two winners to come out within 2 weeks and say they're giving up their titles, they're resigning, that says a lot about the state of pageant, I guess you can say, right now. And it says a lot about life itself, right? It's kind of hard to explain, but it's when you all you're done is basically you train yourself. Like I said, you have people backing you up, you have people who spend their time, they sponsor you, they pay for you to attend, they pay for you to get whatever it is that you need, dresses, all of that, right? And you're backed up by your community, and you actually win. And for them to not even finish their course, right, not even finish and finishing up what they work so hard to achieve, that's what I'm trying to say. It says a lot. There's a lot about the story that's gonna come out, I believe. There's more to just these two winners resigning and giving up their titles, I believe. And 2024 is the year of exposure, and that tells you a lot of the times people, we only see the pretty face smiling, walking down the aisle, right, and getting the crown, and being declared the winner and all of that, and you don't know what these people go through. Once that camera is shut off, we think that everything's happy. They have people who do their hair and makeup, they have people who sponsor them, they invited to red carpet events, fashion week, everything you can think of. And for these two women to be like, yeah, not so much, says a lot. And I feel like it's gonna be exposed. Whatever it is happening behind closed doors in these pageants, is going to be exposed this year. And this is just the start. If you're telling me that you have people under them, right, that perhaps are coming out and saying, I should have never participated, there were things that I saw that I didn't like. But when you have title holders saying, here's your crown, here's your title, thank you so much, but not so much, like I'm giving up on this, it says a lot of whoever is managing this whole organization. But we know, let me just read to you briefly. Former Miss USA 2023 Noella Boy didn't know that Miss Teen USA 2023 Uma Sofia was also resigning. While speaking, they say that yesterday they were both together at an event. People were saying they look both so happy and so relieved, right? So the resignation came early this week and late last week, and yesterday they were at an event, and they look very relieved and stuff, right? It says here, actually, I didn't know that she was going to do that, so it was surprising that she says nothing, that the two are very close. We are at an event together last night, and we're both feeling incredible optimistic about the future and what holds for us individually and together. Wow. So it's so crazy. Yeah, that will take somebody by surprise when you're together. You're both title holders, right? You get to talk to each other at an event. Nobody says anything regarding the situation, and then the next day it's like, oh yeah, I'm also going to resign. That's very strange. The New Jersey teen, it says here, Uma, I think that's, excuse me, Uma Sofia said she's Miss Teen USA, was Miss Teen USA. She announced on an Instagram post on Wednesday, May 9, 2 days after Miss USA did her announcement. The New Jersey teen credited her choice as being as a result of her personal values, no longer fully aligning with that decision. So you have Miss Teen USA, 17-year-old Uma Sofia, saying that she said that the New Jersey teen said that her personal values no longer fully align with the direction of the organization. Something was revealed, something that she saw here made her come to the conclusion that this is the best thing for her to do. And like I said, when she's only 17, right? I know she has, her parents behind her, all of that, but you work so hard to get to that title, and it's almost like not everything is being revealed here. Obviously, she needs to be careful what is being said, but at that age, it's not like she has like kids at home and and a family, like a husband, things like that. But I'm saying, like, for her to be that young, right, and reach that top, and for her to say, it's no longer aligning with my personal values. That's very deep, and it says a lot about who she is as a person, who raised her also, and it says a lot about what's going on behind the scenes. We can only speculate. That's why it makes you think, what else is going to come out of this? Are they going to do an investigation? What is going on? You don't have just like two people who, like I said, were like sore losers, or they saw something, and but you have the top two basically saying thanks so much, but we are resigning. That it's almost like there's something else going on here, and I hope in the next couple of days we're gonna get to know that, right? So that's what she said. Miss USA, she came from New Jersey, Miss T, New Jersey. Miss USA, Uma Sofia, said on her Instagram that the organization no longer was aligning with her personal values, okay? And then Miss USA, and that's, I keep forgetting her name, Boyd. I think her name is Noelia, right? Noelia Boyd said that she resigned because of mental health, okay? Let me just see here. She said, there are so many things. This is what Miss USA said. There are so many things that I would love to explore, she says. My background in interior design. No, excuse me. Before I read that to you, it says here, they both posted this resignation on Instagram. She said, Noelia Boy said, I realize this might come as a large shock to many. Never compromise your physical and mental well-being. Our health is our wealth. A million thank you for all of you for your constant, unwavering support. She said, in life, I strongly value the importance of making decisions that feel best for you and your mental health. As individuals, we grow through experiencing different things in life that lead us to learning more about ourselves. And my journey as Miss USA has been incredibly meaningful, representing Utah with pride. And later at Miss Universe, sadly, she said, this is Noelia Boy, right? Former Miss USA. She says, sadly, I have made the very tough decision to resign from the title of Miss USA 2023. I am grateful for the love and support of the fans and all the new, my family and friends and coaches, former state and local directors, and darling beloved Miss Teen USA, Uma Sofia, lifelong events and competing state pageants. She says here, being fervent advocate for anti-bullying, doing dating violence awareness and prevention, immigration rights and reform, and let me see. I think about the platform has given me given me to make a difference, the feeling of achieving a lifelong dream and connecting with people all over the world, she says. So she said, basically, never compromise your physical and mental well-being. That's what Miss Noelia Boy said. I thought in a different interview, I guess you can say, she had mentioned something more in depth as to what is the reason why she was really resigning. It says here, prior to both of the resignations, another employee, of the Miss USA organization, the social media director, also resigned her post. She claimed in a statement that the organization did not support her role or offer enough respect to title holders. So, like I said, you guys, I just mentioned this. Something else is going to come out of the Miss USA organization, because before the two top winners, right, the two title holders, Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, both resigned within days of each other resigning. Previous to that, very recent also, the social media director resigned. She said that the organization did not support her role or offer enough respect for title holders. This is what she said. I feel the way current management speak about title holders is unprofessional and inappropriate. There's something that is happening here behind closed doors. Don't get me wrong, guys. I am a fashion designer. I do a lot of fashion shows, so I get to see what goes on behind the scenes. Basically, you hear the comments when people do fittings and all of that. But when you're in fashion week, it's different because the designer makes the decision about the fitting, right? But when you have young contestants with all the pressure to please so many people, like I said, they go through an extensive training, all of that. For them to both resign after reaching, training so much to reach that, and then resign, and then you have an insider, basically the social media director of Miss USA, saying that she doesn't like how the title holders are being spoken of. When you have that insider there coming out and saying that, something deep is happening here, and I'm sure it's going to be exposed. It's just a matter of time. It's not normal for both of these title holders to resign, like I said. And now we learn that also the social media director has also resigned very recent. That also happened very recently. This is crazy. I think it's one thing is gonna lead to the next. Already we have three big important people in the organization. I mean, are you kidding me? Probably the two most important ones, which are the Miss USA and Miss Thing, both resigning, and the social media director. We know how social media is everything right now for an organization. All three of them saying thanks but no thanks says a lot about what goes on behind closed doors here. And I really hope all of this is being brought to the surface for a reason. It goes to show you not everything is as it seems, okay? You have to go deeper than the smiles. A lot of times I see a lot of parents that use their young kids to say, you want it, she's gonna be Miss USA and all of that. I'm not trying to devalue, because I know a lot of people look up to being that. I'm not trying to devalue, but hear me out, okay? I'm almost done. You have to think about what sometimes you think you want something, it's not what really you want, right? Have you ever prayed for something, you're like, I can't wait to have this, and when you have it, you're like, God, please remove that, because I made a mistake. That's why you always have to pray, let it be the will of God in my life, because sometimes we think we know what we want, we really don't, right? We have free will, but we also need guidance, right? A lot of the times I have prayed for things, opportunities, and then I'm like, oh God, what was I thinking? Please, Lord, remove that away from me, please. A lot of the times when you see things like this, and you see the vanity, that's, it's based on appearance. It's based on appearance. And when you you look down, and it's like, are these people really happy? Because you can wear the most beautiful dress, most expensive dress. You have your entire city clapping you, right? Cheering you, and you have money and all of that. But is that really fulfilling your role? Like, as a human, do you really feel happy? Or is it all just vanity? I know this is hard thing to hear from a lot of people who are involved in this. I am a fashion designer. I know, I know that there's a lot of vanity, but God already worked on me through that, meaning that I cannot do a fashion show without sharing the gospel, right? That's what it's all about. And I also have to be careful what kind of clothing I present, right? Once you have a revelation, once the Lord is working on you, you cannot just continue to do the same thing. If God is giving you a revelation, it's for you to make a change, right? So all of this is just the beginning, guys. There's something bigger than this. Something bigger that perhaps they're not saying. I don't know how long they're going to play around. This organization is going to play around and try to hide it, pretending that everything is handy dandy, everything is, everybody's good. You just have the two biggest people, like winners in your organization, handing out titles, handing it back to you and say thanks but no thanks. Giving it all up after all that training, after all of that. There's something going on. Something needs to be investigated here. Let me know what you guys think about this. thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much for listening in the podcast. Have a good day. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. I'm here to invite you to my podcast, Julissadesigns, and it can be found on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can join me every day as I make episodes of the latest news, real life stories, and I also share my favorite Bible verse. Hope to see you then. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me, you can always visit www.julissadesigns.com. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.